Hello and welcome to this short video where I'm just going to be demonstrating some exercises that you can do for your feet and ankles. So these exercises are aimed at improving the mobility, strength, circulation and sensation through your feet and ankles, which are going to help you to feel more balanced over your feet when you're standing, when you're walking, and when you come across more challenging balance situations that your feet have to react to keep you lovely and upright over those feet. So I've got this yoga mat under my feet just so that you can see my feet a bit better, but you can do this with any surface underneath. These first exercises you can do in sitting, best done in sitting, and you can choose whether you want to have socks on, bare feet. You could have shoes on for some of them, but socks or bare feet are better for these ones, so you can really move those feet around. Okay, so exercise number 1 is ankle pumps. So, very simple, putting one foot out in front of you, pointing the toes away, and then flexing up with that ankle. So this is aiming to work through that full ankle mobility, really mobilize the ankle joint just up and down. We'll do it in other ways in a second, but up and down is a really key one for that walking movement. Work through your whole range of movement. You can also do ankle circles, so taking that ankle round in a big circle. Keep your whole leg really still and let the ankle do the moving. Go both directions. The ankle circle the other way, making it big. So that's ankle circles. The other one you could do, if you are feeling like an extra challenge, is writing the alphabet with your feet, with a move of the ankles. So you could do A, B, in capitals here, you can do small ones if you like, C, D, and you can see how that will go on. So you can see if you can get from A to Z, see how it goes. With that one, you're moving your ankle in every direction it can go, so it's quite a nice one to practice and try out. My next exercise is heel peels. So this is quite a nice one to, again, to mobilise through the whole feet in sitting. I'm just going to show you this one from the side, so I'm just turning round, but you stay where you are. So if you just look at this foot that's on the outside, you're just going to start peeling the heel off the foot, off the floor, bit by bit through each part of the foot until the ball of the foot comes off. Put your toes still on the floor, then back the other way. So place your toes, the ball of the foot down, through the arch of the foot, so the heel comes back. Imagine you're peeling a plaster off little by little so it doesn't hurt, and then sticking it back down little by little, working through every little joint that you can feel in your foot, peeling up and down. So it's a really nice one, again, for foot mobility. Okay, we're going to move on to the toes next, so really focusing on those toes. They are really important for balance. They often get neglected. So this is really good to do in bare feet, but again, if you want to keep your socks on, that's fine. So toes. So I'm going to start by, I'll just show you with just one foot. So I'm going to lift all the toes of my foot off the floor, lifting them and then placing them down again. See how high? You can lift them off, keep the ball of your foot connected with the floor and put them down again. So it's that lift and lower. Lift, and as you lower, stretch the toes away from you. See if you can separate them out as much as you can, like spreading fingers out and connecting them back to the floor. So lifting, spreading them out, and see if you can create little gaps between your toes if possible, or just thinking about creating gaps between the toes. You could try and replace each toe individually, like a little Mexican wave. It's quite tricky. You can see, because I can't do it. So little toes through to the big toes, back down again. Lifting them up. Little Mexican wave back down. You could also try just lifting the big toe off the floor. Really concentrate. Lifting the big toe and putting it down again. See, I'm just doing this on one foot, but make sure you do it on both if you're practicing any of these exercises. Just demonstrating here. Lifting that big toe up and down, placing it back on the floor again. Okay, so that's the feet, the toes and the ankles. So I'm going to move on to some exercises you can use a few props for, which are quite fun. So I'm going to start with my marble exercise. So I've got some just little marbles here. You don't have to use marbles. Not everyone has marbles hanging around. You could use just some little pebbles or anything, a small object that's this kind of size is fine. Not too many though, just a couple on the floor. Don't want to throw a whole bag of marbles onto the floor. Okay, so I'm just going to put them in front of my foot, and this is picking up marbles with your toes or whatever object you've got. So trying to just pick up, it's quite hard. Pick it up with your toes if you can, or just trying to, is working the muscles. So I've got it and just placing it over there. Get my other one, it's a bit smaller, lifting it up, and put it over there. Okay, so it's just getting it, lifting it up with the toes and moving it around. And you can just practice that with the toes. Oh, can't quite get that one. Lifting and moving those marbles. So working out the toes, the arch of the foot as well you're using. That's a really nice one. So make sure that you pick up your marbles before you stand up at all and get them out of the way. My next prop is a tea towel. So I'm just going to move my mat out of the way for this one a little bit, because otherwise it will stick. So I'll put your tea towel or cloth or whatever under one of your feet. And for this one, I'm just going to use my toes and my feet to draw it in towards me, little by little. You can see it just moving a little bit as I scrunch it towards me. Feel that working through my toes, again through the arch of the foot, until it's closer to me. And again, obviously, work the other foot as well if you're doing that one. So that's a good one to do with your tea towel. Put that out the way. I'm going to put my mat back under my feet so you can see my feet a bit better. Okay, my next props is my spiky massage ball. So this is one of my favourite things for the feet. It's called a spiky massage ball. It looks worse than it is, but really great for the circulation, sensation and mobility through your feet. So I'll show you how to use this on your feet. I'm going to do it in sitting. So you don't have to think about your balance, it's good to do it in sitting. And as you work up, you could do it in standing if you wanted to. So popping it on the floor, placing your foot on your ball, and rolling through it. So it's like a massage for the feet, but it really does work through all the joints in your feet, wakes up all those thousands of nerve endings that are in the bottom of your feet. Rolling forwards and backwards, and in little circles, getting into all those little bits in your feet. Around and round, around the toes, arch of the foot, heel, around the inside of the arch, all over. Obviously, don't use one of these if you've got open skin or wounds on your feet. That wouldn't be good. Make sure your feet are covered. Or if the spikes were too much, they can sometimes be a bit too much sensation. You could just use a hard ball, a hard tennis ball or something like that and use that instead. If you feel like the spikes would be too much for you, you can just use that to roll, waking up the feet, rolling through, mobilizing through the arch, through the toes, through every little bit of your foot. Okay, so you can get these spiky balls from, and you get them online, from sports shops, really easy to get hold of. I think they're brilliant. Okay, so put those out the way. I'm going to show you just a few exercises in standing next to work on your feet and ankles, mainly the ankles. So I'm going to just put my shoes on. So if you're doing these exercises in standing, I would recommend having your shoes on again, just to make sure your feet are well supported in standing. It's going to be better for your balance. And I'm going to leave my mat where it is, so then you can see, again, you can see my feet quite clearly there. And then my first exercise in standing, you could have a support in front of you if you needed it for your balance. I'm just going to use my chair there, I'm in the picture. So I'm going to do some small steps to start with. So this is just, again, working through your foot mobility through to the ankle mobility, working them all together in a really functional way as you would do in walking. But we're just going to slightly exaggerate the foot and ankle movements. So I'm going to step, heel down first, roll through, right onto the toes, and just start coming up, peeling those heels off and coming back the other way. So you're really rolling through the feet as you come forwards and as you come back again. So rolling onto the ball through to the toe, rolling, ball of the feet down and stepping back. So you're just alternating through and try and flow through it. Make it really exaggerated with that heel down. Now, you wouldn't normally walk like that, but it really works on that lift of the front of the foot, which is so important for stepping over things and walking with good balance. So it's that down, roll through the toes and back. So I really, really like that one for the feet and the ankles. Two more exercises here. And we're going to do heel raises next. So you might have done these before. So it's a really simple exercise. Feet should be on the floor, hip distance apart, have your support in front of you. And for your ankle strength here, working through the ankles, your calves as well. So you're going to strengthen up there. So with a nice tall posture, tummy in, bottom tucked in as well. Going to rise up on the toes for the count of 3 and then come down for the count of 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, as high as you can, and down, 2, 3. Pushing up slowly and lowering down with control. And you can work up to a set of 10 of those to really work on the strength around that ankle. The next exercise, the last exercise I'm going to show you here, is the toe raises. So we're going to do the opposite to what we've just done. So this is going to work through the front of the ankles and your shins and work on the strength through there as well. So again, it's about that toe lift. So it's just a small movement. Use your support in front of you, pull the tummy muscles in, keep your bottom tucked in as well here. So we're just going to lift the front of the feet off the floor. So again, we're going to count for 1, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. So you can see my feet aren't moving very much. 1, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. But I can really feel it in the front of my ankles and my shins. I'll just demonstrate that one more time. So tall, 1, 2, 3, as high as you can go. Down, 2, 3. So be really careful with that one, not to stick your bottom out as your toes come back and not to lean your whole body back so that your support becomes unstable. So keep the movement small, but make it really effective through the front of those legs. Okay, so that is the end of my exercise demonstrations there for your feet and ankles. So hopefully that's given you some good ideas to go away and practice and work on that foot and ankle mobility. Okay, goodbye and see you next time.